Insane. Oh, yep. Okay. There we go. All right. Cool. All right. I just want to make sure that. Dang, I didn't even have any audio this whole time. Okay. What's going on? Man, YouTube, what are you doing, man? Hello. Sit back. Okay. I didn't have any audio for a little bit, guys. Um, anybody have any questions they want to put in the chat here? Be more than happy to help answer them. Not sure why my audio crapped out, but it did. Um, yeah. Thanks for telling me, people. Jeez, oh. Anybody have any questions related to sales, final expense, anything like that? Marketing. I'm here to answer any questions. Anybody got anything for me? Any questions related to final expense, marketing, sales, anything like that? Anybody, any questions? Okay. It can be related to objections. It can be related to scheduling. It can be related to goal setting. It can be related to really anything at all. That you guys have questions about. I guess I can talk about, I mean, I don't know. I've talked about everything like a million times on my channel, so I really want to see what people have questions about. Let me go through my videos here, my older videos, and see if there's something that may pique y'all's interest. Like I said, just put any questions in the chat there. Oh, one thing I want to talk about, I get people who ask me that about this stuff. Uh, Leads, don't buy leads if you don't have to. Like, generate them on your own. Learn how to generate them. It's 100% worth it. And if you don't know how to do it, pay someone to learn how to do it. Like, learning how to generate leads is insurance for your insurance business. Okay, here at our agency, none of our agents come out of pocket for leads. But like, I would never recommend anybody to buy leads unless they're buying like live transfers, maybe. But you want to learn how to generate them. So through Facebook, through YouTube, TikTok, anything like that. Um, Anybody have any questions? Yes. I believe you start agents at 50%. Do they have the opportunity to grow and get a higher commission? Yeah, they can get a higher commission. Highest that agents will get on their own selling is typically 57.5%, and they have and there's a ton of bonuses as well. So there's absolutely no reason why someone wouldn't be able to make 6 figures or more here with everything that's provided in sales, in the sales aspect, except for them not giving a wholesale full effort commitment to their own success. So I mean like net 100 grand or more. We actually have a guaranteed $100,000 income here where if agents hit certain activity targets every day for their first year and attend trainings and stuff like that, and they don't make 100 grand, we pay for the agency will cut a check for the difference between what the agent made and that $100,000. So yeah, everybody starts at 50% and they have a chance to grow. It's not going to be astronomical, but if in terms of base commission, but if someone hits the bonuses, their commission is going to be well over 70%. All right, so it's going to be well over 70%. Honestly, the whole buy leads and have a high commission percentage for telesales, I very, very, very rarely see someone be successful in it, like consistently successful to where they're making a career out of it. I know it can be tough sometimes to give up the higher commission percentage, but it's like, for me, it's like this. Like, I love where I am. My commission level is lower than anybody at a street level contract. And I make more money probably than 99.9% of the people in the industry. And like I have my commission level is lower, but my bank account isn't, right? Because of the system. So it's like I'm in a system now where nothing else distracts me. Like I don't want to sell Medicare. I don't care about Medicare at all. I don't care about ACA. I don't care about indemnity plans. I don't care about, critical illness. I don't care about anything else in the industry. I don't care about PNC, just final expense. So my thing is like if someone's in a system, and I was though, I did have I was at a point in my career at one point where I like did focus on, I did see like other things as shiny objects kind of, or like other things I was wanted to focus on and make money on because I wasn't making enough in my main hustle to not be distracted by other side hustles. So for me, it was like if someone's like, man, I'm considering doing something, typically where they are may not be like serving their full potential. It may not be the case. That's sometimes it. One thing I want to talk about here, guys, is goal setting. I think this is a good thing. You guys can ask me anything related to sales, marketing, anything like that. But I want to talk about goal setting here and how do you set goals for yourself and grow and engage your success. So I'm really, really big on setting goals. I write my goals down every single day. I've been able to accomplish most of the goals I've written down. I don't set goals that are long term, like more than 60 to 90, more than 90 days. I never set goals more than 90 days. Justin, good question. Thank you for that. If anybody has any questions related to sales, marketing, advertising, growing an agency, or working with us at our agency here at Senior Life Services, just drop the questions in the chat. We have an awesome system. We provide unlimited leads to our agents at no cost, lower commission percentage, so I guess there is a cost. I've never seen someone leave here and make money somewhere else, telesales. Not a single time, ever. We've had top producers leave, and they never make more money in other systems. But goal setting. So you want to set 60 to 90-day goals. I set 90-day goals. I divide my life up into a pie chart. So I have my insurance, YouTube, personal development, fitness, relationship. There may be like one more in there that could maybe fall into the other ones. So I divide my life up. The relationship is family. I don't have kids, right? So I divide my life up into a pie chart, and um, I'm like, hey, I want to set a goal for each of these because I'm a big proponent of you do one thing the way you do everything. If you slack in one area, you're going to slack somewhere else. Set a 90-day goal that excites you but isn't outside your reach, right? Like if you're making like 4,000 a month selling final expense profit, which is good. If for starting out, most people don't make anything, right? 98% of people, 92% of people quit. Probably more than that. It's probably like 99% of people, to be honest. Um, yeah, so if you want to set goals that are just outside your limit to where they may push you, but not to where they're like unrealistic. Okay, so it's called the law of the rubber band. Like if I pull a rubber band, right, and it's got pull it too hard, it snaps. Pull it not enough, it doesn't pull it up. But if I have just the right tension, boom, I'm going to move towards my goal. So real quick, guys, want to hang on there, and I'll answer this. I was with Northstar, 40% comp, unlimited leads, but I had to be tied down to the phone to use dialer. Script is long, very long, but it was my first IMO. It lasted 2 weeks. I'm new to the industry. JB, if you want to reach out, you can hit me up. We have a similar system in Northstar. Our script, the script I use is not long. We're at like 20 to 30 minutes max by the quote. 20, 25 minutes we're quoting. I don't believe in super long scripts. I don't believe that, I just don't believe in it. Me personally, some people like that, some people don't. It's just not my style. I don't teach that. So, if you're looking for something different, you can I'll put my email in the chat here. Actually, I'll just put my cell phone. You can just text me. I can send you a video on our system. It's fine. Like the purpose of these videos isn't to recruit. It's to educate people, but sometimes people want to work with us, and that's totally cool. You can check out what we have, and we'll shoot me a text. I'll send you the video. So when you're setting goals for yourself, guys, you have to set a goal that is quantitative, meaning it has to have a specific value. So like, don't be like, I want to make more money, right? Or I want to lose weight, or I want to improve my relationship, or I want to read more books, or I want to, whatever, get more YouTube subscribers. You have to have a specific value. So it has to be specific and measurable, and it has to be time based. So you got to give yourself a deadline. That's why I say 90-day goals. Now, why 90? Why not long term? Because if I go 5 years out, that's way too far for me. I don't know what's going to happen 5 years. Hey, what's up? Everything free? How you doing? If anybody has any questions, just drop them in the chat here. I'm going to help you guys learn how to set some goals tonight. that can, how I do it. I'm going to show you how I set my goals to win my life, to win at life. So, yeah, that's cool. My number's in the chat there. You want to reach me, my number's in the chat. So what I do is I set 60 to, right there, I put my number in there. How do you feel about Real Financial? I wouldn't work at any of those IMOs, to be honest. Real Financial, all the 3-letter ones, no. And I mean, to be successful in telesales there, guys, it's like borderline impossible. It's extremely hard. You have to be a machine from the get-go. Like if you're not a monster on the phones already, you're probably not going to make it. That's just how it is. That's the complete truth. I'm not going to lie to you. You have to be, you have to have a fast start to make it. Even if someone would provide leads like us, you got to have a pretty good um, call on your number, much time. I mean, I don't know, dude. I got my number right here. I need you to text me. You know, I have 100 agents. I have 300 something people studying for their license. I'm probably not going to answer a random number right away. So just shoot me a text. Let me know what's up. I got a million. I got, I got. I just have a lot of people reach out to me all day, and if I don't know the number, it's hard sometimes because I have, a life too. So, but yeah, just shoot me a text, and I'll be more than happy to reach out. Yeah, Nocturnal, Real Financial. If you're gonna sell face to face, that's cool. Telesales, I wouldn't recommend anybody start at a IMO where you buy leads. I would never recommend anybody start in telesales at an IMO where you buy leads, to be honest. The underwriting system, yeah, Senior Life's underwriting system, easy to learn. Yeah, I wouldn't buy the leads on your own dime. I mean, and you got, you could finance leads and get in the hole, right? So either generate your own leads or work with a company that's going to provide you leads. I know JB, that's tough. So the way that we have it set up, literally, if you can, I expect a 50-hour commitment out of everybody who's working because I want everybody to be successful. That's for the first 90 days, right? And then once you're in the point where you can sell, because everybody who starts here, they get a coach, a mentor, and a trainer assigned to them. That person's job and my job, our job is to make sure you succeed. We can't succeed if someone's not all in, right? And all in is like 50 hours a week, starting out for the first 90 days, just to get those skill sets down, develop those successful habits, which is what I'm going over here. So you can take the initiative and apply that effort if your goals and your desire behind your goals is strong enough. You have to be purpose driven, what I've found for this stuff. So that really, really helps me. JB, don't worry about it. Shoot me a text. Just shoot me a text. We have people in Louisiana though. I can hook you up with a team in Louisiana that our agency works. I'm just not allowed to hire in Louisiana for whatever reason. So, and outside of Florida. So you can just shoot me a text and I'll connect you with someone in there. I can only hire personally in Florida, but we have people at our agency who can hire in every other state. So, you want to set goals that are quantitative and then they have a deadline. Okay, so for me, it's like I want to have 5,000 YouTube subscribers by October 1st, right? I want to have, I want to onboard, I want to onboard 20 agents a week average by October 1st. I want to weigh 225 pounds at less than 10% body fat by October 1st. I want to read 6 books by October 1st, right? I want to go on X amount of dates with my significant other by October 1st. Yeah, everything. I'm trying, man. You got to text me. Everything free. I need you to text me. I don't have any. Put your number in the chat here. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's fine. If you guys, I hope you guys can hear me. Just put, you can email me. You can email me. I put my email there. I want to help you, but I can't help you if you don't send me a message. I need you to send it to me right now. Like send me a text right here. I want to help you. Yeah, so I've been watching Peter Roberts for months. Anybody ask me any questions related to sales, marketing, stuff like that, I'm going to go through the goals thing. Oh, WhatsApp. Well, that could be why. Um, my skill set. Yeah, exactly. Getting started with Real Financial just for experience, but we'll have work with Peter Roberts. Cool. Peter's a good dude. Yeah. Peter's good. There's a bunch of good systems out there. We're 50 years old. I mean, our system's 50 years old. We're pretty established. Peter, they got a good thing going on there from what I've seen on his videos and stuff. He's a good dude. Peter's awesome. He's a super smart guy. So I don't see my WhatsApp, but it's all good. So what do you say to have clients actually answer their callbacks? Oh, I would never, Bruno, I would never be like reliant on anybody to answer their callbacks. Now, what you do want to, what does increase someone's potential, the chances of them answering a callback, is to remind them what the callback's for. So say it's like 2 p.m. Okay, so I'm going to call you tomorrow at 2 p.m. so that we can talk about the coverage that you want to get in place to make sure that your wife is taken care of when you pass, right? Like you reiterate the purpose, right? Or you can say, call you at 2 p.m. just so I have it for my notes. What did you want this insurance to do for you again? That way they can tell you too. Okay, what did you want this insurance to do for you to take care of this? Would that make you feel okay? Would that make you feel good? How would that make you feel being able to handle this? Good. Okay, cool. So because that way they attach an emotion to the time, it'll give a better chance of them remembering. I always used to set like like a bunch of callbacks for the same time. Also set your callbacks for Saturday mornings. It's Saturdays if you can, unless they tell you another day. But if you have someone you haven't been able to get in touch with for a while, I would hammer it on Saturday. And say you set like one callback for like tomorrow at 4 p.m. I would set like 5 to 10 callbacks for tomorrow at 4 p.m. anticipating most people probably just aren't going to answer. Okay, so that helps. Yeah, yeah, weekends for sure. I recommend doing that. If it's someone you can't get in touch with. Eddie Zane, do all SLS groups offer 100K a year business model? Yeah, yeah. If you want to join, I appreciate you guys. If you just shoot me a text, that way I can refer you. I do get some sort of a ambassador like referral thing if I refer agents to another division. So if you work outside of Florida and you want to work with me, I'd appreciate if you just worked with me. It's nothing huge, but the IMO does provide me with a little financial incentive to push people to other uh, regions. So if you could help me, and if you want to work with us, you could reach out to me first. I can be your point of contact and refer you. That would be a big help to me. How much would you recommend? How would you recommend getting started? I just got my license and I've watched hours and hours of live calls going over objections. Nocturnal, I recommend you reach out to me. I mean, we got a really good system. We're a 50-year-old agency. We have an established record of business. We're an IMO, 50 years old. Like, we have an established record. We're growing. My team does almost 250,000 AP a week every week. Between two, but we haven't done 250 yet. That's my goal, actually, one of my goals. But we're gonna do about 240 this week. I'm only 4 years in. The agency's doing about 700 something a week. We provide leads to all of our agents. We're not a huge agency, but we don't just mass hire really like that. So I would recommend you get started with us, Nocturnal. I mean, we can provide you lead as long as you can give it a full-time commitment. If you can't give it a full-time commitment, I would learn how to generate leads on Facebook and then or YouTube, and then I have videos on my channel. You can learn how to do that. I would do that first. I would study those videos, get that set up to run your own leads. Um, and it's good to mention the beneficiary. Yep. Now, Nocturnal, I'm saying this obviously as a bias. I do have a financial incentive for having referring agents who end up selling, but like this is just true. Like you could join here or not, my life won't change. Like my financial situation won't change, right, at all. So like my goal would be to help you, and I can't think of a place that would be easier to get started. Yeah, dude, reach out to me. Like I'll help you out. We if you can grind, you can be successful here. Um, Too much to call on Sundays? Nah, Bruno. We get a ton of sales on Sundays. Hammer it. No one else is dialing on Sundays. They're not getting hit by those offshore call centers on Sundays. No one else is calling on Sundays. Like, you know, I wouldn't worry about it. I would just call. And if someone's at church and they get mad, be like, call the next day. Be like, I'm so sorry. You got a reason to call back. You got to apologize. I would always I would call on Sundays, 100%, man. Um, Thoughts on the war between Golden Memorial and Senior Life right now? It's entertaining. I don't know. They can do their thing. It's cool. It's funny to see the videos and the back and forth. I think that it's a poverty mindset that some people have sometimes, where they think like one person has to win in order for someone else to lose. I don't agree with that. Like I don't agree with like you can't be successful in this system. You can only be successful in our system because like I make more money than 99% of the people in the industry, like I was saying before. I'm not saying this in a braggadocious way, and my commission level is half of what Senior Life advertises as their top comp level, So it's like, and I know people at Senior Life who make a ton of money for sure. Like I know people who make a lot of money there. But all I'm saying is like it's not all about that. And like for people to think you can't be successful in a system, like you can only be successful in one system. It's just such a poverty mindset. Yeah, his ads are pretty amusing though. They are funny. His ads and his videos are very entertaining. Um, it's like everybody can win. People can work at Senior Life Insurance Company and get rich. People can work at Lincoln Heritage and get rich. People can work at Senior Life Services and get rich. We have rich people people who got rich working here. Like people can work at Real Financial and get rich. People can work at FFL and get rich. You can work at Symmetry and get rich. New York Life, like there's to think that like yeah, and this is another thing too. Like if you're established somewhere and you're doing well, like to take a jump and risk everything for like a small income boost, that just doesn't make sense to me. Like I have people try to recruit me to other organizations. And they're like, well, imagine if your spread was like this much. And it's like, okay, imagine, right? But like, what if it didn't? Like, what am I going to restart somewhere to build from the ground up? Like 2 and 4 years from now, maybe make more than I'm making now. But then if I just stayed with this for 3 or 4 more years, it just doesn't make sense to me. So I don't agree with people poaching other people's agents. Like, I don't agree with that. Um, if someone comes to you because they're interested in working with you, that's one thing. But if you're actively reaching out, trying to like pull agents from another company, it's like, I don't know. I just, I, don't- I don't do that. I don't agree with it. And like maybe I'll lose money because of it. But like, I don't know. There are people at other places. I've had agents get pulled from me who end up making way less money elsewhere. So it's not ethical. I've never had a single agent get pulled from our agency ever. We've never had a single one telesales who's gone and made more money. Maybe face to face. I don't know. But telesales, no. So yeah, I just, winners find a way, like Kenneth said, guys. You can be successful in any system. Like winners win. That's just how it is. So that's just it. Arizona, is that an issue? Nah, reach out to me. I don't think it should be an issue. We'll check. You're not able to work with multiple. Just reach out. I'll send you some stuff. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that, Agustin. Um, yeah, agree. Winners find a way. Will IULs start lapsing, failing like ULs and VULs did? I don't sell IULs, Time Creator, but I think so. I mean, IULs are not a retirement plan. I'm going to break some people's hearts here, but IULs are indexed universal life insurance. It's not a retirement plan. So it's like there's a reason why companies push IULs, right? They're cheaper for the company to sell. What happens is when someone gets old, right? When someone gets older, the cost of the insurance, yeah, yeah. I mean, here I think I put my thing in here nocturnal multiple times, my cell phone number, so you can just send me a text. The cost of insurance is this? Oh, okay, yeah. The cost of insurance is it increases every year. So a whole life, the cost of insurance is the same every year, right? So you have like for your life, the internal cost of the policy is every year. Universal life is a cash value term policy. What I mean by that is that the term policy, the cost of insurance goes up every year. It's an annual renewable term policy with a cash value section to it, essentially. So every year, right, it goes up a little bit in price. So when that person's in their 70s, 80s, that internal cost of insurance is crazy high. And then like if someone takes out money, and it could happen where it lapses. So I just wouldn't sell them as that. I'm currently dialing myself as the owner of my own agency. Good job. To prove concept, and I'll start hiring. Sold about 25 people in 2 weeks. Bruno, that's awesome, man. How much should I pay an agent when I bring them on board? So Bruno, that completely depends what you are trying to do and what type of system you have. Are you trying to provide leads at no cost to are you trying to buy them leads and then they sell the leads you provide them? Or are they going to buy their own leads? I'm not sure what type of a system you're looking at. You'll provide leads. Okay. I would start people at 50 50% or lower. Um, I would start people at 50% or lower because my mistake was this. I started people too high, and then my marketing costs increased. It got to a point when I was at like 10 to 15 agents when I moved my agents with Senior Life Services because it was just too much. I couldn't do it all, and my marketing costs went through the roof, and I was in debt, and it was a lot. Chargebacks crushed me. So you got to be careful with chargebacks, Bruno. Um, I wouldn't even do a base. No, I wouldn't do a base. I would people. This is the thing, Bruno. You're a hustler, my man. I can tell. Yeah, I see you retracted it, but I see what you're saying. You're a hustler. I can tell. So you are going to be motivated to make a ton of money every day, and you will never be happy with how much you make. I don't think. I mean, I feel like based on what you're saying there and you're doing the setup, I feel like you make a million, you're like, I need more. A lot of people. What I learned the hard way was that not everybody thinks like that. So I would hire people and increase their commission level, and they would work the same. They would work less to make the same amount of money. So they'd be like, okay, cool. I made my $1,200 for the week. I'm gonna check out, right? So it was like, dude, I may give you a higher commission percentage so you could work more to make more, because that's how I think. But most people don't think that. So you got to be careful in understanding that not everybody's like you. I would do 50% or less and have some held back for chargebacks too, and maybe have some bonuses and stuff. Yeah, 12-month advance at 120 and 6 month chargeback. I don't know what you mean by 6 months chargeback. Um, this is the thing, though, man. You got to be conservative to start because once you can't go bet. You can always give someone a raise, but you can't pull it back, right? So that's. I mean, I got you. Yeah, I mean the thing is, I would. You can always give someone a raise, but you can never pull their commission level back. And you have to understand, you want to help out the agent to make as much money as possible. That's the goal. But you can't do it at the expense of losing your business, right? So it's like it's a balance there between, hey, you have to pay someone for their work and reward them for the hard work and the sales they make, but you can't do it so much that the business goes out of business. I have people come to me all the time who are like, "Oh, I was top producer at this company, but the company failed." And it's like, yeah, well, the marketing was too expensive. I know exactly what happened. Probably the marketing was too expensive. They paid people too much money, right? Um, and that's what it was. They went out of business. So you don't want to set yourself up with that. And we have it here. That's why it's like, we have some policies where, hey, maybe a guaranteed issue would be cheaper than a modified plan for a client. But I'm not going to sell them the guaranteed issue because we have to stay in business. So the modified plan keeps us in business. Guaranteed issue puts you out of business. So you have to balance that. That's important. A chargeback nocturnal is when someone cancels. Okay. Hey guys, if you want to keep ask any questions in here, in here, this is like Q&A. This is for you guys. So any questions, I'm more than happy to answer for anybody here. GI get a little less. Yeah. So yeah, GI. Yeah, you're gonna get less for guaranteed issue. Um, we use Gerber, but I don't think anybody else can use Gerber over the phone the way that we can, and maybe a couple other agencies. Um, yeah, Bruno, let's keep in touch, man. Shoot me an email or send me a text message. Let's keep in touch. Yeah, I like Gerber. Best lead company. Facebook, YouTube. They're the best. Google. Those are the best lead companies. I wouldn't buy leads. The only leads I would buy are telemarketing leads and live transfers. That's it. I can generate inbound calls online. You guys can too. It's not hard. Um, so I I don't know. I wouldn't buy leads. We generate all ours in house here. Most of the companies and IMOs that you buy your leads through, they're just making a piece on top of a third party vendor's leads anyway. So they're buying them for 18 to sell them to you for 21 or something. Um, how long after the plan starts will cancellation be considered a chargeback? Usually it's 9 months. I don't know Bruno, I don't know how they give you 12-month advance with 6 months chargeback. I don't know. I've never heard of that. That's pretty cool. I don't know how sustainable that is, to be honest. I mean, that's really cool for the IMO to do that. I would not be surprised if that gets changed. Now, if they have a long time with doing that, like a decade, then yeah. But if it's a new thing, I would just be aware of, hey, this is something that could change because you may be running good business, but if someone else may be taking advantage of that, if that is the case, I don't know if they're doing it for a bunch of people who isn't, right? And then boom, they get smacked with all these chargebacks, and then they're like, whoa, we can't do this anymore. So I would just be on the lookout. Always be conservative. That's what I learned. Always be conservative about, hey, what changes could happen because you can always increase someone, but yeah. So if someone cancels 7 months out, you have to pay back. Yeah, you only have to cancel. Yeah, I mean, so nocturnal. If someone cancels 7 months out, you only have to pay back the months of commission that they didn't pay their premium for, right? You don't have to pay back the whole thing. Unless it's guaranteed issue, sometimes you do. I think if they die. So what you guys want to do? Keep asking questions in here. Sales, marketing, agency scaling, business. You can ask me about anything at all. It doesn't even have to be about that. You can ask me like anything. I don't care. Anything about life. I don't know. I've helped a lot of people through their problems too. I have a bunch of agents. So yeah, it's part of my job. It's helping people through their issues. Uh, Cold calling is best because I use personally. I have more than four. That's awesome. Makes much more sense. Did you fear for chargebacks when you first started? I did, but I didn't realize like what they were. Now, as an agent, they hit you. As an agency builder, they crush you because like Bruno's going to see here at some point, and he may, hopefully he doesn't, but he's gonna what I'm going to say, what he's going to see is the math. I mean, it's going to happen to him. Say you're at 120% commission, you start someone at 50%. You pay back all their chargebacks, right? So, well, everybody knows this, but you have a roll-up debt. So we cover roll-up debt at our, like I've never paid a downline chargeback at SLS. The IMO covers that roll-up debt. So like if you're at 120%, you start someone at 50%, right? When they get, this is their commission and this is your spread, and they leave, and then their people cancel, you have to pay back your piece and their piece, right? So the bigger that spread, the more liability you have for that chargeback too. So now, if you write a bunch of business, it's going to get paid. It's going to come through pay throughs and renewals. But when you just start, that's hard because you're like, yeah, I got all this money down the road, but I don't have it now. So it can be tough. What's up, Ryan? How you doing, my man? Cold calling. Okay, yeah. Are your leads only age 60 plus, or do you market to all age? No, we market to. I mean, we shoot for 50 plus. Um, we get leads of all ages, but they're primarily over 55. Like primarily over 55. Yeah, it's awesome, man. Good to see you, man. Taking the risk but reaping the reward. Yeah, I mean, you got to take a risk to have a reward. I mean, life is a risk, like every day. Like we got to take risks. If you don't take, it's riskier not to take risks. I have never met a single person who's successful who didn't have a bad start. Doesn't happen. Never met someone rich who was like, yeah, I had it easy. It was super easy. Just first thing I tried, boom, made it. So it's going to be challenging. That's part of the risk. So once you guys have, I'm gonna be bouncing forth from the questions and then the goal setting thing. Questions and goal setting, and scheduling, because this is what is super important. Um, okay, how do you coach an agent to manage their commissions when they receive them? Set aside for taxes, save some. If independent, how should they divide it to make sure they have enough to have lead money? Yeah, so I mean, when they receive them, that's up to them. I recommend, hey, put some money aside. Um, put a third aside for taxes and chargebacks. Our agents get a piece held back for chargebacks, so they don't have to worry about that. I would save some for taxes because our agents here, they're not spending money on leads, so there's not going to be as many write-offs, right? Um, I would spend, I mean, if you get good at converting leads, I would spend all your money on leads. It's like for me, my leads now are recruits from job boards. So it's like if I can spend $1 on a job board and turn it to 3, I'm gonna make, if I spend 100,000, I'm gonna make 300,000. If I spend 1 million, I'm gonna make 3 million. So it's like, it's like I'm all in. Like the more I can spend, the more I make. So if you get really good at converting leads, yeah, 1/3 aside for new Dodge Challenger. There you go, right? But if you keep putting money aside to convert your leads, eventually you're going to get to a point where you have so much cash flow that you can't spend it all every month on your marketing expenses, right? And I'm 4 years in, I'm getting to that point now where it's like, okay, every month I just have this cash building up because I've done that for 4 years. My first 3 or 4 years, dude, I was spending everything I made every month. Like I wasn't like putting anything aside. Like I was all in every month. So you got to do that. Um, if you want to make a lot of money, I mean, you got to do that. You can do it slower by not doing it. But I'm like, hey, just listen to people who had more money than me and what would they do, right? So um, I'd say, how do you divide it to make sure you have lead money? Like I said, yeah, anything that you make, if you can convert your lead, buy as many leads as you can. And then, you get to a point where, I mean, maybe you're making more than you can buy. Pay, put that. So get to the point where you're buying so many leads you can't work them all, right? And then take that. You're like, okay, I can only work this many leads, and then take the extra profit and use it to recruit agents to show them what you do. Telesales is way harder to grow a team in than face to face. Face to face is like a piece of cake compared to telesales because your agent can go into the house. They can be like, hey, Justin, yeah, I'm here with Miss Betty. Cool, put us on speaker. Hey, Miss Betty, how you doing? We can figure out the problems. Telesales are just going to hang up on you. They're not going to give you, what we have here, we have our coaches jump on our agents' calls to help them close their sales. I mean, that's the easiest way to grow in telesales. You got to have some sort of a assistance with that. Um, no accident of millionaires. Yeah, put aside. Do you sell term to seniors? We sell Prosperity Prime term. It's more like a universal life policy than it's not even a term. It's a universal life. But we sell term to up to age 65. When do you usually go live? Every Sunday. I just didn't last Sunday because I think I had that new um, not going to say the C word on here thing going around. And then uh, I was away. I was in another state. How do I feel about live transfers? Oh, I mean, we run a lot of live transfers here. Live transfers are great. They're just expensive to buy, right? So you got to get either a super cheap source or try to figure them out on your own. Facebook leads and YouTube. I would do YouTube leads with a landing page. You can generate a lot of inbound calls with that, and a lot of them have iPhones. I found on YouTube, which is pretty cool. Good experience with them. Yeah, I mean, Bruno, we run a ton of live transfers here. I mean, some of our agents are so spoiled they can literally just take transfers all day. So we don't encourage that, but I see the numbers and some people, you can tell they do. Do you do in-office training, like one-on-one training live? I do for people who are putting in the effort. So I have 100 agents now, 113 agents now contracted. That's 113 people who are active on the roster who have committed to working 50 or more hours a week. So I'm not just like hiring part-timers like every other IMO does. Which if you're part-time, that's fine. Not knocking that. I get it. I started part-time, but I didn't start making money until I went full-time. But one-on-one training, yeah, we do one-on-one training. I mean, we have one-on-one training. It's divided up between different leaders. So I have 5 leaders that I'm helping to grow teams now. So I have my 113 divided by 5 people. Now I help people who go above and beyond and are showing sales skill as well as putting out extra effort. I'll make those calls. I'll give them a call if to try to help them isolate something. Um, but the other one-on-ones are really left to the coaches. But what that are building their teams. But it's really like this. Like we agree when someone starts that I will invest my time, energy, effort, and money into them to the degree, or we will, to the degree of to the degree that they will. Sorry, I just have Uber Eats on the way. I'm making sure they're not. Okay, 4 minutes. So I will invest my time, energy, and effort into them to the degree that they commit to certain things. Are you going to be on Zoom every day at 8 a.m.? Are you going to work all day in Zoom with your camera on? Are you going to put in 50 to 60 hours of highly focused work a week, right? So you're going to do these things. I mean, just basic stuff. Are you going to treat it like a career? If someone does that, and then we commit our effort into them to the degree that they do those things, right? So it's like the more someone does, the more they're going to be open and available to have those things. Yeah, 2-minute buffer, Bruno. Yeah, 2-minute buffer. I don't know if I think we have I don't even know what our buffer is, but we have a one big call center we work with. So can agents fly to Florida for SLS live training? Everything's done on Zoom, so you can fly to Florida if you want. Florida's a great state. But I do everything on Zoom. So I have all my new agent training on Zoom. I'm starting tomorrow at 8 a.m. We have our national Zoom call, and then 9 a.m. I'm jumping on training with new agents. We're bringing this week's group through. Not starting anybody September 4th. The next time I'm starting people is September 11th. And creepy day to start, but they're going to start with a bang. I'm just kidding. Probably still too soon for that. If anybody impacted by 9/11, I don't know. I go there sometimes. My dark dry humor. So yeah, I mean, you can always join on Zoom, but it's only for our agents. When we are in Pakistan, I work with more than 200 hours. Yeah, I can't hire out of Pakistan for people to work with me. Maybe if you, I don't know. Maybe I could have you do something. I'll keep in touch with you. Um, but yeah, I'm so sorry. I have to have a license to sell life insurance in the United States. I can tell you're a hustler. It's probably late for you there. What percentage of people do you have come into the office? I mean, 90% of people are at home, Bruno. 99% of people. Well, telesales, 90% of people are at home for our Florida teams because we have an office in Pembroke Pines, which we will be probably won't have it for much longer, and then office in Vero Beach, which is our home office. We have a 70-person, a call center can fit 70, it's got 70 seats or something like that in there in Vero Beach. Beautiful office, super nice. Um, yeah, yeah, Boca. Yeah, I saw your area code. It'd be cool to link up sometime. It's cool. You can always come to the office. I'll be in the office in September, the weekend of the 15th, I think. If you wanted to swing up there on a Saturday or Sunday or something, check it out. I'll show you around, show you our setup, and you can meet some of the people there who've been here for a while. I love that. That'd be really cool. Be cool. No one's gonna try to pitch you or anything either. Don't worry. you're you'll be cool. We'll show you the call center, show you the infrastructure and everything, and um, yeah, you'll see what a 50-year-old agent. And the guy who started SLS is a beast. Rory, he's a man. Rory changed my life. I get like choked up about it thinking about it, but that man sacrificed so much for so long to help so many people. It's really cool. Um, Zoom training link. I can't share that because you're not one of my agents. So I can't just have people in training who aren't one of my agents because I have a bunch. I do want to work with you. I got your email here. There you are. I do want to work with you, but you live in Pakistan and you don't have a life insurance license to sell in Florida. So that would be illegal if I had you sell leads here. But I do. If there's anything we can do to work together, I can tell you you're a hustler. So I think it would be um, cool to try to work together for sure. Anybody else have any questions for me? This is a pretty productive live. Uh, what's Uber Eats bringing? It's bringing me a shawarma sandwich in a pita with so it's got eggplant in it. It's got hummus. It's got tahini. It's got and then Israeli pickles. So I'm going Israeli tonight. It's pretty good around here. A lot of good Israeli places here in Florida. So guys, so real quick on the goals thing, keep asking questions on the goals thing. So because this is like the most important thing, you got to be purpose driven. You got to have goals because any plan is better than no plan. Because this is what's going to happen, you guys. You guys are going to set goals. You're going to set a plan to accomplish them. The first plan is going to be terrible. You're going to go back, revamp it, execute. It's going to be a little better. You're going to revamp it, execute. It's going to be a little better. I promise you, you have to get obsessed with the things that you want to accomplish. You can do it. You can program your brain to be obsessed. You just have to think about it enough over and over and over and over and over again. And oh, what's really? Oh, okay. One second, Brian. I'll get right there. Um, so set your goals. Write out a schedule every week to accomplish those goals. Write in the appointments you have first, things you have to be where for other people, be places for other people. Then write out your personal development time. So when are you reading? When are you studying? When are you trying to improve yourself? I would do an hour or two every day. And then your work time, and then scheduling your prep time. So are you going to prep food for the week? Are you going to, anything, your laundry, you're going to go shopping, stuff like that. Create a plan to accomplish your goals. What are the realistic income cap at SLS at all levels, like producer, coach, regional? So producer, The most I think I've seen a producer make in a year is like 275,000 net profit as an individual producer. 260 maybe 260. Well, actually, as a producer, probably been like 230. That's net profit. Okay. Um, More people could make $100,000 here, but it's just, hey, who can, someone can sit there for 8 to 10 hours a day straight, no distractions, and grind it out. So that's what I'd say, like 200K plus for 2 to 250 for a producer. Like if someone's really, really rocking it. Coach, and they gotta have decent quality, right? Decent business persistency. Coach, um, probably 250, maybe. Um, So it's like if they have most that anybody can handle themselves is like 30 to 35 people. After that, the fall off rate just increases significantly. So guys, we have producer and then they go to coach and then they go to builder. They can go from producer to builder if you want. You just have to, pay for the recruits. Coach is when you have someone help you build your team. So I help my people build their teams. SLS helps other people build their teams. I just chose to do it myself. So coach probably like 250, I'd say, but you got to really be rocking it. So if you have 30 people, they're doing 90,000 a week, 360. Yeah, I'd say like 250. But I mean, it would just keep growing over time because you'd have vets. But yeah, and then builder. I mean, it's just Scott, how much are you going to invest in yourself? Really, is what it comes down to. Coach helps you get there. You don't have to be a good producer to be a good coach. I don't think so anyway. I don't think the top producers always make the best leaders. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But that's really, I don't even know what I'm going to make this year. For everything insurance related, not just SLS, for everything related to insurance that I monetize off of, I think I'm at about, I'm over 500,000 for the year so far. So, and it's been the last few months have really picked up. So thinking I'll probably be around 800,000 for the year, but I reinvest most of what I make. So um, I reinvest most of what I make. But now I'm at a point where I can't. So it's like that's why I'm moving to Puerto Rico in a few months because I don't want to pay the IRS. Uh, how many people? So many people sell from Pakistan, not legally. How do you go from producer to coach? Thanks, Brian. Yeah, and guys, I don't say any of this to be like, look what I'm doing. I'm just saying it because like I want to give you guys hope that if you're struggling out there and you're like I'm broke or this is hard or this is a challenge or I owe this insurance company money or like I'm late on my bills. I was homeless shooting heroin 9 years ago, literally. You know what I mean? So it's like you can do it. You just have to commit and just reinvest, 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 reinvest. You have to keep stoking that fire so that fire gets so bright that nothing can put it out. Because until it gets to that point, if you lay off the gas, the fire burns down a little bit. So you just got to keep pouring it on until it's like, until nothing can put it out. And I'm still going for that. 150 as as a producer is not super crazy. No, that's 100% realistic, Brian. You have to figure out your system and how you're going to do it and how you're going to work it. You got to figure out your system, and because if you win Ultimate Challenge and you got good quality and you're hitting all the bonuses, or you're high up in Ultimate Challenge, you're hitting all the bonuses, you get your renewals built up. Yeah, you can do that, dude. You get some ambassadors here, right? Refer some people. You can get some of that money every month. That's big. Um, Puerto Rico, yeah, I'm actually going there Wednesday to look at some places to move to. So pretty cool. Um, How much does it cost to get started? Oh, someone said, how do you go from producer to coach with SLS? You just you guys got to be consistent. I mean, everybody does different things. I mean, I look at someone who shows up every day, doesn't have emotional problems. That's it. My most important. Do you show up every day? Do you not have emotional problems? And do you know the system so that you can teach it to someone else? I don't care if they hit certain numbers. I don't. That's just me personally. I don't care. My best coaches have not been those people who have crushed the sales leaderboard. One guy did pretty well in sales, but he wasn't the top. He was like, you know, If there's 1 to 10, he was like 7.5, 8. He wasn't a 10 or higher, 12 out of 10. So like the people who I had, the people who I've brought on to coach who did have those crazy high numbers, they didn't do well as leaders. Now that's not to say that there's not people who are top producers who aren't good leaders, because there are many people I know who are top producers who are good leaders, but I don't look for that. I look, do you show up every day consistently? Because if you got to show up for yourself to be there for other people, right? So does someone there, are they there, or have they shown a track record of being able to be there? Because sometimes people will show up for other people more than they'll show up for themselves. I recently started a guy who kind of fell off a little bit for attendance, but I knew that he would show up for other people because I gave him a shot. It's like, hey, dude, I need you to fill in for us for this week, this week, and this week. And the dude worked he worked like all the time. And this kid's a good producer too, and he just crushed it for new people. I'm like, dude, you're getting there. And then, but that's it. And then also stable emotionally. That's huge because as a coach, as you're building a team, guys, you're gonna have to deal with other people's emotional problems because other people have problems in their life, and their problems are your problems, right? If someone if you have an agent who's a woman and she's getting beat up at home, I promise that's your problem because that's going to impact her sales, and you want to help her too, right? If you're in a situation where someone's got 3 little kids at home and they can't figure out how to get them to sit in the other room and shut up while they work, that's your problem. If someone has a family member gets sick and then that pulls away from their work, that's your problem, right? So it's like you have to be able to handle your problems on a stable emotionally before you can help other people with theirs. So that's a big thing. How much does it cost to get started? It doesn't cost anything to get started. How long does it take to get going? A few days. Um, what's realistic for renewals year after year? I have some agents who make a few grand a month in renewals. A couple grand, a few grand a month for renewals. It's realistic. Um, yeah. Now the renewals here include the pay through, so it's kind of hard to be like exactly what it is. Sometimes they have the pay throughs. I think sometimes it doesn't. But yeah, I mean a few grand a month, a couple grand a month is realistic. I'm still trying to figure out the renewals because like it depends on when it falls based on how our pay works. So it's like how the commission gets paid out. So it's like depends on when certain days of the month fall to what month we get the renewals or whatever. Um, After a year, Brian, it depends how much you sell. To be honest, 1,000, 1,200, I don't know. And it varies month to month. But after a year, if someone's crushing it, a couple grand. If they had a pretty good year, 800 to 1,200 a month, I think. Um, with SLS's commission structure, how much production is needed to net 10K in a month? That depends on, um, yeah, I think you could do that, Brian. Yeah, I mean, I think that's realistic. Ask someone. I mean, a lot of people won't share. I'll take a look at some too, and I'll just let you know. I don't know. I'll ask some people who have been here more than a year what their renewals are every month for you, and I'll text you. I'll ask some of my veteran agents what they were wearing. Some people who are like mid-level producers, not top of the board. And I can ask people at the top of the board what theirs were too. With SLS's commission structure, how much production is needed to net 10K in a month? With our commission structure, 10K in a month, I mean, that's so hard to say, Eddie. And I wish I could give you a straight answer, but it's tough because it's like, how much guaranteed issue are you writing? Right? Are you going to write a lot of guaranteed issue? Or are you going to, because it's cheaper than the modified plans? Or are you going to push modified and make twice as much money? Right? How much direct express did you write? Did you hit the bonuses? So um, I think like I know that we have it for immediate advance because a piece of your 75% advance here is held back for chargeback protection. So yeah, for sure, Eddie. Eddie, I would just like starting out, essentially you get advanced 3 monthly payments. Now, some of you guys may be like, oh my God, that's such a low advance. Well, you actually get advanced 4.5 monthly payments, but 1.5 go to a chargeback account. That separate chargeback account isn't like an unlimited slush fund for the agency. That just builds to 3,000. So if you take $10,000 of commission and divide it by 3, I don't know, or times it by 3 or whatever the math would be on that. I don't know. I'm kind of brain dead right now. It's at the beach all day. I'm tired. But it's so 10K I'll just do the math right now to let you know what you have to write just in advances, not bonuses. Um, so just in advances, not bonuses. Seems like mostly whatever you write a week will be what you get each month. 5K a week seems to end up being 5K a month in the bank. Okay, so Bryant works here. So he's like, if you write 5K a week, then you'll make 5K a month, right? I'm gonna take a look here. It's like it totally depends on how much of each you write, what gets approved, what doesn't get approved, who cancels. So we're gonna look at, okay, so um, okay, so if you write, yeah, if you write 36,000 in annual premium, collected cash, if you have 36,000 of cash with application business, you will get a whole life business in a month. You will get $10,000 advanced to you. Now you'll make, on the year, if those all pay through, you'll make 18. And actually that month you'd make more than that because that retention account for chargebacks would be overflowing to you excess. But that's just the base of it. Which, unlimited leads. If someone's working 50 to 60 hours solid focused, using a good script that can convert leads pretty quickly, then I think it's realistic. And if someone applies all the training and everything, yeah, it's a challenge though. It's hard to just stay focused on stuff sometimes. It really is. Some can teach, can't. Yeah. How long is okay? Yeah, Brian. Brian, I like that. That makes sense. Best advice for someone dealing with call reluctance. You got to get your goals have to be bigger than the fear of making that call. That's a big thing with call reluctance. And just sit in our virtual call center, right? Just sit in our virtual call center, and if you're one of our agents, and I'll have one of my assistants in there, just on your butt, calling you. You get up from your desk. What are you doing? She's checking your dialer. What are you doing? Why aren't you on the phone? Just building that habit. Call reluctance for me, procrastination to do anything. Call reluctance is procrastination. So procrastination to do anything for me was always like my fear of doing it was not as big as my desire to accomplish the goal. As soon as I get my goals, my purpose dialed in, I don't care. Boom, it's there. Once my why is strong enough, I push through that, and it just happens. So to give that a shot. How are leads generated? TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, live transfers, inbound calls, telemarketing, a bunch of different ways, Teresa. All right. Well, I appreciate everybody being on here tonight. It means a lot. I do have to sign off, and thank you. I'll see you guys. Oh, cost per lead, Facebook. I don't know ours individually. You can get yours down to $5, $4 or $5 multi-state. Um, Revenant, you can just email me here, and we can talk about how you do that. $4 to $5 multi-state, we can get it down to. That's what I've done. Now ours costs more because we ask for like a lot of information on our leads. They're super high intent. When I was generating them myself, I did not want high intent leads. Okay. Um, I wanted as many leads as possible of people who knew what the ad was about. Okay. So by high intent, I mean like how many pieces of information are they giving you? Name, phone number, state of birth, how many times do they clip their toes a week or whatever, I don't know. But like, the more questions you ask, the more expensive your leads will be. It's all good, Brian. Yeah, but hey, I appreciate you guys. I'm going to bounce out here. Thank you, everybody.